Yo guys, what's going on and welcome back to another video. Today I'm back at part number 13 of my F1 2016 career mode. Today we are at the Belgian Grand Prix. As you can see on screen, that is how the performance upgrade is looking. We're beating Williams, just losing out to Red Bull. But yeah, we're looking pretty strong in vehicles comparison. So without further ado, let's go and see how we did in practice. So I didn't do any running in practice 1 because it was heavy rain and there was just no point in running. But before I went into practice 2, I did decide to upgrade my car. I decided to upgrade my, I don't upgrade my chassis weight, I upgrade my downforce. So let's go to practice 2. So here are the resource points. We only managed to do track acclimatization. Belgium isn't a strong track for me, so I'm not feeling too confident about it. Without further ado, let's go to qualifying.
It's qualifying time at Spa, one of the mightiest tracks on the Formula One calendar. Long straights, up and downhill, Eau Rouge as well. This track isn't for the faint-hearted. When it comes to getting lap time out of this circuit, it's traditionally been about maximising top speed. Do you simply remove as much downforce as possible, hang on in the corners and max out down the straights?
Top speed is a key factor for this circuit. Even if you can achieve the same lap time as someone running less wing than you, chances are you'll find overtaking difficult if you have too much drag.
So here's the result at the end of Q1. We managed to scrape through in 15th place, the only person to get through to Q2 on the wet tyre. Out in the drops now we've got Sebastian Vettel, Rio Haryanto, Valtteri Bottas, Carlos Sainz, Daniel Kvyat and Max Verstappen. So almost all of the front runners out in Q1, so we could really take advantage of this in the race. Without further ado, let's go to Q2. So I actually went for an interesting strategy. I decided to mix things up a bit. I managed to qualify on the soft tyre, making it through to Q3, getting 8th place. You can see the shock there. Pascal Wehrlein out qualifying the Williams car and getting 12th place, a brilliant for Manor. Without further ado, let's go and see how we did in Q3.
Fantastic. That was the fastest lap.
So that is the end of qualifying. We managed to get P7, just missing out to Sergio Perez, beating Daniel Ricciardo and Jolyon Palmer and Kevin Magnussen, making it through to Q3. Kevin Magnussen getting 4th place, a phenomenal lap from him. But without further ado, let's go and see what my team think of my performance. So here are my resource points for qualifying. I actually get some decent points. I don't know what I'm going to upgrade next. I may go for the chassis weight, possibly drag. I've not decided yet. But here is the rivalry update. Obviously, we're going to be thrashing Daniel Kvyat as he was out and qualified on the wet tyre. So we take the lead in the rivalry. Here's what the team think of our performance. I'm pretty confident we're going to stay at 10 points. Yes, we do.
In the 48 races held at Spa between 1950 and 2015, the race winner has only started from pole position on 16 occasions. Qualifying yesterday may have set the order for today, but expect the unexpected here at the Belgian Grand Prix. As the saying goes, of course, anything can happen. And you know what? It usually does. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes Forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high-quality racing as well. Simply put it, there really is no place quite like Spa. Anthony Davidson is alongside me in the commentary box to take you through all the action today. Now, it's a closely matched field here in Spa, Ant, so where do you think we're going to see somebody make a difference?
If they're as close as we're expecting them to be, especially through the midfield, then being able to keep the front tyres in good condition could make the difference. You always lose a chunk of downforce at the front when you're in the turbulent air of another car, which tends to cause understeer, which in turn causes front tyre degradation. Now, too much damage there could force an early pit stop and put you at a slight disadvantage, so the drivers will want to be careful not to be too aggressive early on in the Grand Prix.
Okay, don't worry about making places into one, it's far too tight. Concentrate on a clean exit so you get good momentum down the Camel Straight.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Nico Rosberg will start his Silver Arrow from pole position, and Kimi Raikkonen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Magnussen, Romain Grosjean and Perez, a Force India, Ricciardo, Palmer and Esteban Gutierrez, Ericsson, Wehrlein, Felipe Massa and Nasser, Alonso, Button, Max Verstappen and Daniel Kvyat, Sainz and Bottas, Rio Haryanto and Sebastian Vettel starts from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
So here's our race strategy: soft tyre to the medium tyre. An incredibly mixed up grid. Magnussen starting in 4th place, Vettel starting from the back. So without further ado, let's go to the race. This is going to be a good one. Here we go. We have 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Lights out and away we go. So great start. We managed to take Perez, take the Haas, take Magnussen off the line up into 4th place, coming into turn 1, taking the inside line, and we take Kevin Magnussen out of turn 1 as he gets forced off track. Coming into sector 3 now, right onto the back of Nico Rosberg. Obviously we have the upgrades to the car, so we are a lot quicker in a straight line, getting the slipstream of Nico Rosberg, going up his inside, and it's a pretty simple overtake for us. Taking 3rd place for Nico Rosberg. You can see Kimi Raikkonen's having a go at Lewis Hamilton as we brake for the bus stop chicane. We're going to try get a better exit than Kimi Raikkonen right onto the back of him. We will have slipstream coming out to turn 1, braking into the first corner now, trying to get a better exit, try and attack him up El Rouge. We're going to be in the slipstream all the way down this straight, so we might actually be able to take him at the top of El Rouge. Getting the slipstream for Kimi Raikkonen now. You can see the speed difference coming up El Rouge. We get a fantastic exit, so much more speed than Mercedes, and we take the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix on lap 2. However, coming down to, I think it's turn 4, Kimi Raikkonen on our inside. We're going to have the inside line for the next corner. We hold him off for now as he gets a great exit and he takes 1st place off us. Coming to sector 3 now, you can see Kimi Raikkonen is getting away from us. We just don't have that pace. But Lewis Hamilton having a look up our inside. We're going to try and hold it on the outside as we get onto the grass and ruin our speed. Lewis Hamilton, however, getting a poor exit. I'm guessing he didn't go flat out as we have the inside line for the bus stop chicane. Can we take him? We're going to try round his outside. Are we going to make it stick? No, we're not. We're still side by side of him though. We might be able to take him into turn 1. We're going to try and force him wide, braking for the corner. Taking the inside line, he just drives straight like most of the cars do, and we take back P2. Coming down to Kemmel Straight, you can see it's actually Nico Rosberg having a go at us. Obviously, with the straight line speed, don't know where Hamilton's gone, but Nico Rosberg easily taking second place off us. We try and get a better exit through turn 5, but we don't manage it. Coming to the end of lap 3 now, Kimi Raikkonen, the race leader, comes into the pit, obviously on the super soft tyre. Because we're on the soft tyre, could we potentially have the better strategy? We're not losing too much time to the race leaders. So if we stay with Rosberg, could we potentially get out in front of Kimi Raikkonen? Coming to the end of lap 4 now, we're getting told to come into the pit for some reason, but Nico Rosberg comes into the pit and we're going to be leading the Belgian Grand Prix for the second time this race. Coming to the end of lap 6, we're still getting told by our engineer to come in, but these tyres are feeling absolutely fine as we cross the line at start lap 7. You can see we set the fastest lap of the race, so these tyres are not gone yet. However, coming to the next lap, end of lap 7, we decide to come into the pit, getting a good in lap, so hopefully we will be able to jump at least Nico Rosberg as we come into the pit to actually fit the super soft tyres, because actually just doing a reverse strategy to the AI cars. But as we come and exit the pit, we come out in P3 just ahead of Lewis Hamilton, but he does get the better exit out of turn 1 obviously and takes P3 from us. But we are on the fastest tyres, so we should be able to fight back. Getting this slipstream down the Kemmel Straight. We've got DRS somehow, not too sure how that works, but we have so much more straight line speed than we're going to easily take him before turn 4. He tries to hold it around the outside and he almost manages it, but we get a better line through turn 5 and we take P3 from him. On to lap 9 now, coming up Eau Rouge. Once again, Hamilton with the slipstream. Surely he's going to have a go at us as we actually get a very slow line through Eau Rouge. He's going to have DRS to help him and he should easily fly past us. There's not a lot we can do. And yep, that is back down to P4. Hopefully we can fight back in the next couple of corners. However, coming down to the bus stop chicane to start the penultimate lap, we're still right behind Lewis Hamilton. But as we come up to the line, we get a warning for the tyres we have used. Now I was really confused at this point as we dive the inside of Lewis Hamilton, because the AI started on the super soft and went onto the soft, so I didn't see anything wrong with what I was doing. So I just thought it was a glitch, so I decided to just... I saw this happen on Arava's video in Monaco, I think it was, and he decided to pit in. I assumed it was a glitch, so I continued on as we were on track for getting a podium. But as we're coming around Blanchimont, Lewis Hamilton takes P3 from us. We get back in his slipstream, hoping to come back in the bus stop chicane. We have the straight line speed, going to try around his outside. This can be a great overtake when we pull it off, get onto the grass a bit and ruin our straight line speed. But we go deep into the bus stop chicane and he takes P3 from us. Coming on to the final lap, we have DRS. We cross the line and we do indeed get disqualified. Now at this point, I was incredibly pissed, as I've literally just reversed what the AI were doing. No idea why I got disqualified. We're having a great fight with Lewis Hamilton, but that's us out of the Belgian Grand Prix.
Brilliant stuff from Mercedes today. That's another historic win. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
The difference was clearly in the strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each stint and get the most out of the tyres. And it highlights just how much of a team sport this really is. And the credit to the driver as well though, there's no good having a well-oiled machine behind the scenes without a talented hand on the wheel, of course.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes then are on top today. And after this round of the World Championship,
So that is it, guys. We get disqualified from the Belgian Grand Prix. Rather unfairly, I might add. But looking on the positives, you can see if we get into a rhythm, we do have the pace to challenge Mercedes, or at least stay with Mercedes. So that is a positive. But our drivers and constructors' position are going to hurt. We remain in 6th place but lose out to Max Verstappen. Hopefully he won't take 6th place back. And we remain in 4th place in the constructors. So lucky for Force India. But here are our resource points. Despite getting disqualified, we don't lose too many. Here is the rivalry. Obviously, we are going to be losing. And I think we might actually lose it entirely. No, we don't, as Kvyat needs just 1 point at next qualifying. Here is what the team think of our performance. I think, despite the fact I got disqualified, they should be happy that I was fighting Mercedes. We stay at 9 points at least. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, remember to smash the like button and subscribe if you're new around here. Let me know what you think of my disqualification. I think it's bullshit. But yeah, until next time, guys. See ya.